back. It's been a while, right? I've had a few things going on, so I haven't been able to get back to it, but I'm here now. I was thinking about Mr. Dragon, and I thought I'd tell you the backstory of how he started, and then we'll work into him, because as people know from this video, I have a few unfinished sculptures, and it's affecting my mind, it's affecting how I feel, because they're just lying around gathering dust, and I really want to get them done. They deserve to be finished and out on the shelf. So this is about getting those all finished. Mr. Dragon, my original idea with him was to build like a Harry Potter Dementor type scary dragon that took away negative energy, because we all get negative energy from time to time. We all feel down. Even I've felt down recently, you know, but you just have to fight back. And I just thought this would be such a cool thing if you could just sit around it for a bit, and it would take away some of that negativity. And sorry if I'm repeating myself for people who haven't seen my other videos, but you should have watched them. I went to Glastonbury, and I bought this beautiful egg. I'm still not sure exactly what it's made of. All of you crystal people out there will probably know more than me, but apparently it takes away a lot of negative energy, which is what I wanted. So the lovely lady in the shop recommended this little egg, and I felt it would fit perfectly with the dragon. And my last dragon video, I managed to get the egg to sit on the end of his tail, which I thought would be pretty quirky, because it's right at the front and it will look super cool. So yeah, so that's the whole idea of the dragon. Now I wanted him to be super like scary, but he's ended up quite cartoony. In fact, out of everything I've ever made, I would say I'm most out of control with this one, because everything I've done, it seems like the clay is making its own mind up where it's going to be and what it's going to be. So I look at him and I'm like, your face is a bit wonky, you know, your tongue's a bit bright, your eyes are a bit bright, you look a bit cartoony, your body's got all sorts of stuff going on, all sorts. You've got bits sticking out here and everything. But you know what? I'm just going to go with it, because it's clearly what it wants to be. So I'll take the credit for putting the clay on, but the overall look, I don't know if I can take all the credit, because the dragon definitely seems to know what it wants to look like. So that's how it all came about. That's the backstory. So what I'm going to do, because I know how much you love me doing these, I'm going to just do photos, quick talk through. There's not many, because with this one I didn't take many, so this won't take that long at all. So don't run off. It's going to be quick. Yeah, it's just basically, I'm just going to put up here the photos of what I started with. So first off, yeah, it was a really odd one, and I'll tell you, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The base is made out of plastic. You know, like them Christmas lanterns you can buy? I bought some and they were really cheap and cheerful. They didn't last more than one Christmas. They got knocked over and broken, but it had like this, the old-fashioned lantern. So I turn it upside down and cover it in tin foil and put some wardrobe through it. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the wardrobe, look at my early videos. So that's what I did, and this is what it looked like when it's kind of like, this is the thing, right? The sculpture itself, when it's finished, is what it is. What's inside it doesn't really matter, because it's just substance to make it stand and do what it needs to do. So I've never had an issue with putting pretty much anything inside, just to give it its stability. I know there'll be professional sculptors out there who go, oh no, you can't do that, you've got to have a proper wood frame, or you've got to have a metal frame. No, I don't agree with that. I think upcycling, put it in there, make a beautiful sculpture. No one's ever going to see it. So just use what you got around the house. Anyway, I'm waffling. So yeah, so I started off with this really bizarre looking thing. Look at him. I mean, but you can actually see, now I've told you what it is, you can actually see what's at the bottom there. Why not? It's the perfect shape. It makes it stand properly. I'm not embarrassed with that at all. You know, I'm sure there's many things out there that get made all the time that are full of stuff that has been recycled. So I'm doing something for the planet here. That could have gone into landfill and now it's a dragon. Win. And then this is really weird. I started to put the clay on. I don't even remember having this thought pattern about this whole thing. You know, I knew it was going to have some scales, but I never thought it would be huge like that. I think I was almost in a daze when I was starting off. And this whole thing just started to come together. But then I started to look at it and I thought, it looks pretty funky actually. So I just carried on. I always had an idea that it was going to have massive wings, which I still do. So I had these like metal rods, the rods sticking out. And then I covered them in clay so you can still see the metal rod, which is wardrobe. And they're going to go into the sides. They're going to sit in the sides. And then I'm going to build the wings around that. It's still going to be a crazy sculpture when it's finished, but yeah, it was just really odd one for me, this one. Probably the most oddest of all that I've done. And then I just started building it up. I mean, I'm already putting teeth in and I haven't even done the head. It's just not like me. I'm more system. You have to excuse me, I've had a bit of a cold. I normally have a system. I normally do the face, put the teeth in, start to build it up. Not this time. I mean, look at me, I've put half a coating of clay on. I haven't, as a lot of people in my old videos know, I haven't put the base layer of clay on either. There's so much that's not right about this sculpture, as in how I normally build, that it's mad. Didn't turn the notifications off. Gone. So yeah, so then I did start putting the face on. So now we've got this face. And like I said, it's very cartoony, it's too nice. You know, he's just too, like, he looks like a little sleepy dragon, nothing particularly scary about him. Teeth aren't as nice, and they are a bit scary. But it's how it wanted to be, so who was I to change it, you know? But I did know at this point, I need to put some more attitude into this, because this is not going to look like a dragon even if I don't. So I carried on. I think at this point I could see that there was definitely something weird about him. He was quite, when I put the tongue in, because I pre-baked the teeth and I pre-baked the tongue. So yeah, he had some sort of like, I don't know, there's something going on there. A lot of people told me he looked like chocolate. Fair comment. So yeah, I carried on, but then as you can see here, I started to put like almost like horns, but they were like, just to try and, you know, bring out that sort of like flair that can go on. And I'm in my head now, I'm thinking that will join with the wings, because the wings will have a similar effect. So when it's all together, it should look quite impressive. Should, if we ever get it together. So yeah, so now he's looking a little bit more attitude-y, to be fair. I mean, there's a close-up there, you can see. He's got a lot more going on. Another thing with this, I didn't want to get hung up on the detail. And that sounds terrible, because when you're doing anything with sculpture, you should want to get detail. But kind of work better if I didn't. You know, if I didn't overwork the clay too much and just push it into where it wants to be. The overall effect is better than if I, you know, try and really smooth everything in and get it all perfect. I think basically a rustic dragon was where I was going with this. But it kind of works. I mean, it's the most bizarre looking thing, honestly. But I guess if he's taken away negative spirit, then he needs to be quite bizarre looking. I'm just putting these lumps of clay on, just building it up. And it's kind of working, but honestly, the most bizarre thing I've ever made. And you can see me here, I'm like, because he's quite big again, you know my sculptures, they're pretty big. You can see there, I'm just popping stuff on there, just, I don't know. I mean, at this stage, he hasn't even got a tail, so yeah, we're just really freewheeling with this one. No solid direction. And I said in one of my previous videos that I kind of lost energy with him because of the fact that he was too cartoony and I wanted him to be really scary. And no matter what I did, he just didn't seem to be scary enough for me. But I've accepted now that he will be what he will be. So you can see here, I'm building up the back as well. It's got like this weird ledge that I built out of tin foil that I'm bringing out with a kind of like horn on it and stuff like that. It was kind of weird. You can see there. Again, multiple layers, multiple bits of clay going in all directions. No idea where this is all coming from. But it kind of started to build up. And as you can see here, I've added the tail as well. And if you can imagine the wings on it, it's going to be a pretty impressive bit of kit when it's finished. But like I said, I mean, you can see what I've done at the back of the head, another horn there, horn on the nose. And I think he does look a bit more scary now. But in a dark room with like, you know, you can imagine maybe a light in a certain direction, I think he will have quite an impressive look about him when he's done. Like I said, not how I wanted him to be, but sometimes life gives you things that you didn't expect. So, and you know, you can see here, the overall effect is going to be pretty cool. I don't really know if he classes as a dragon or not, but I'm going to call him a dragon. And on the top here, on his nose, that was always very sheen-like, you know, just straight down. And I thought I'd just put some texture. So as you can see here, I've just textured it and it kind of breaks it up quite nicely. It gives it a little bit more attitude on the top. And yeah, I think that works quite nice. So overall, we're not a million miles away with this man. The tail I have done, I've cooked, as you would have seen in one of my old videos, I've already cooked this tail. I have to also, no, that was the egg. Sorry, egg. I have to say, it's gone a lot darker now that it's cooked. And I've also put darker clay here because I wanted the egg to stand out. So I need to blend this in down here with the darker clay so it sort of flows, so it kind of matches and comes up through. So I'm going to be doing that. I might do a little bit of it on video, but you can see all the detail on it. It's kind of weird. Honestly, the weirdest sculpture. Oh, I need to find my egg. So I'm going to be doing a bit of that. And I'd probably do that off camera and then bring you back maybe just for the final little bits. And then that's going to have to go back in the oven to be finished so that I know the tail is fully ready. So what I'll probably do is I'll make this video relatively short, 20 minutes or less. And then I'll work on the tail and then I'll bring you back to show you what I've done to it, and then I'll get it in the oven, and then that'll be the tail done. Then I'll bring you back and we'll get this body ready to go in the oven, and I'll bring you back and show you what I've done, and then we get that one cooked off. So then we'll have the tail and the body done, and then it'll be all down to the wings. And wow, they're going to be quite an interesting build, because obviously I can't have them on the sculpture. I'm going to have to kind of build them away and then bring them, cook them, and then bring them back to the sculpture. It's going to be quite a technical build, this one, to make sure everything overlaps and you can't see any of the framework underneath. I'm also considering putting him on like a wooden base. You know, I think he needs a good solid wooden base, something to sit on that I can anchor him to, so that he doesn't fall over, because it's going to be quite delicate in a way, especially with the wings. So before the wings go on, I definitely think I need to bolt him onto a wooden base of some sort. So this one's going to be like, you could get quite, how can I put it? It could get quite boring. So what I'll probably do, because you seem to like them anyway, what I'll do is I'll take some step-by-step photos, do what I'm going to do, and then I can do the photos, talk you through the photos of what I've done to him, and then I'll cook him, bring him back, plonk him down, we'll have a little chat about him. Yeah, this one's been weird all the way through, and so are the videos relating to him, and I get that a lot of people aren't into dragons, and that's why the views on the videos have been quite low, but I have to finish him, because that's what I said in this video. Got to finish these sculptures, they can't just sit around. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to find my egg in a minute that I've just lost. My energy egg. And it's good to be back. I'm going to do a few more, so don't worry. I know it's been quiet, but I'll do a few more. And if you've got any subjects you want me to talk about, please let me know. It's still relatively quiet. I'm not 2 weeks in now. What am I? I started this channel almost a month ago, but not quite at the end of my first month. And boy, has it been a roller coaster. 1 minute you're up here, then you're down here, then you're up here, then you're down there. And that's in your head as much as on the channel itself. So it's been all right for the first month. You know, I think I've had some great views for someone who has just arrived. I think, you know, even if you get a few views, you should be happy, and I'm pretty happy with what's happened. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with that, and I'll come back, I'll show you what I've done with the tail, get that cut. I'm not going to repeat, you've just heard what I'm going to do. So look guys, really nice to be back. Feels like I've been away for ages, but it's only been a few days in reality. We're going to work through all these: dragon, Elvis, and the snake in the kitchen. Yes, he's still there. The snake in the kitchen. Probably do the snake after the dragon, because that cobra one, wow, you love that. That's my best viewed video. Have a look at this if you haven't seen it. Let's keep it rising. And yeah, we'll go again. So like I said, really nice to see you all. Hope you're all well, hope you're enjoying the sunshine, and I will be back. Till next time.